think we have everything.
This is the last of it.
I told them to just send us what we forget, not if we forget, when we forget. Bye, Mammoth.
Bye, Mammoth. Long time no see, Mr. Airplane. Good to see you.
So the FBO opens at 8, right?
Yep.
So we could probably just go in and pay for our ramp fee?
Yep.
Instead of, do you want me to do that?
Yeah, that'd be great. Pay the camping fee
Yeah.
for the airplane.
Anything to do to help, or just be ready to kind of load up?
Basically, I'm gonna blow it over there and fuel it up, and while I'm fueling up,
Load up.
you guys can load it up. Something like that. This is a pretty ridiculous setup. Who would do this? Should I go cowboy on it or what?
What's the fuel strategy today?
We're gonna leave with about 10 gallons less than max. We've got about a 2-hour leg. There's no need to carry way too much fuel. And when we get over there, we have lots and lots and lots of alternates. So unlike here, where when we landed, if we had to turn around, we gotta go a long ways.
Right.
So we're actually pretty good on fuel. I mean, if we couldn't get fuel here, we could actually make it to our destination, no problem.
But you never want to get somewhere like, guess what? You're never gonna believe it, I made it.
Well, I was just thinking as I'm pulling this hose nozzle out that the hose nozzle could rip off. So even though there's fuel here, you can't get to it, right? So yeah, don't be that guy. And it's sad how many GA pilots run out of gas.
Right?
It's just pathetic. You would think that that would never happen, and it happens all the time. 20. Stop.
That'll do her.
Speak now or forever hold your peace, or at least for 2 hours. Thank you for everything. For the invitation, for the food,
I'm so
for the
glad
hikes.
you guys came.
Thanks for all the technical advice and the engineering consulting, and
You guys have a safe trip.
and for having fun with
Glad
us,
you made it down.
forcing us to have fun.
Yeah.
There was no fun on this trip, guaranteed. I think we're ready to go home. You ready to go home?
Yep.
Good time.
Okay.
We'll wave from here.
Yep.
Wave to us.
Apparently, we're gonna go back in time a little bit to Alyssa's roots, and I don't know
And
that.
they're my parents' roots.
Oh,
Yeah,
that explains a lot.
To school there.
So I'm not sure either of you or me are ready for this, but Alyssa's gonna take us on a little tour of her past, and fasten your seatbelt. I'm gonna. Clear prop.
Bishop traffic, Skylane 52337, we're taxiing from the fuel pumps to 30 via Bravo and Alpha. Bishop. Nobody on approach, nobody in the pattern, nobody on the runway. RPMs are good, oil pressure's in the green, and our airspeed's coming alive. Definitely getting warm down here. Wave to family.
Bye, family.
Got about a 25-mile-an-hour tailwind at the moment. So when we get near Ferris wheel, we'll
Really?
check with NorCal approach.
Ferris wheel.
Uh-huh. The little town. We'll check with NorCal approach.
Think there's a Ferris wheel, Sheriff?
A little hard to take that guy seriously. Open up, it's the Ferris wheel, Sheriff. Okay, well it's the merry-go-round, Sheriff, and I say no. So if this is the first video that you guys are watching, this is the third leg of this kind of vacation-y type family trip that we're taking. We flew from home down to Bishop, California. We've spent the last week stomping around Mammoth Lakes and enjoying family time with Alyssa's family. That's kind of a place that she grew up, and it's very nostalgic, but it was also a great chance for us to check in with ourselves because it's actually a place where we kind of started our journey that we've been on for over 5 years. So if you haven't seen those videos, jump back. We're actually on the third leg of this journey. We're going to be making our way home slowly. And right now, Alyssa's had some sort of weird itch to go back to her crazy days. And I think she just wants to kind of interrogate me. Let's just be honest.
There's just a few things that are really memorable to me that I want to do. And we're going to try to do all 3 of them today. And that's going to mean a lot to me. Chico is not really on the way to anywhere that we go. And we're probably never going to make just a special trip there. So we thought, well, why should we go back the exact same way? Because when you're flying, you could fly 2 hours in this direction or that direction or whatever. So it's not really that much out of our way. We thought, let our hair down a little bit. What's the big rush to get home? It's not even going to delay us a day, so we thought we'd have some fun.
Plus, I mean, we love Winnemucca and all. Like, love you, Winnemucca, but come on. I mean, we could go to Chico, so let's go there. So that's the plan today. We're going to be flying from Bishop up to Carson City, and then we're going to hop over the Sierra Nevada into Chico, and then Alyssa's going to do whatever Alyssa does. I guess we'll just open the door, we'll unhook her seatbelt, and like, just try to keep up.
Well, you better keep your seatbelt buckled.
Yeah, right. That burned last year.
Paradise is, I'm not sure exact location. I know there's a lot of people that lost their homes.
Charlie. Really timely because we just did that video on about our house and wildfire too, so it's real.
No way, there's one of the swimming holes.
The readback is correct, and Chico Tower, Skyline 52337, we are midfield for 13 left. Alright, we made it. Radios are going off.
Can't seem to find tie downs at an airport, which is totally random, at least this size of an airport. So I think we're gonna taxi over there and see if we can find a place to tie this thing down, just in case it gets windy. Clear prop. Airplane. See you tomorrow. Oh, this is looking like the right place. Cool.
Oh my goodness.
So we chose a bad weekend to go to Chico. The crew cars are both gone. They've already been reserved for the day, or portions of the day, and we're on a mission, right? So
we knew that was a risk, but we also know that, you know, college town, so there's a lot of transportation available. So it looks like we get to use Lyft or Uber for the first time.
Sweet.
So they said, the Uber's confirming what they said, which is that they don't come this far out. So we're out of city limits.
Okay.
But Lyft does. So it looks like it's $12 to where we want to go, like downtown, or
Perfect.
it's $10 to the hotel.
Okay.
So to me, that's reasonable for transportation. So we'll probably spend $50 getting to and from, and even if we want to use it in town a little bit to not walk a mile in the seat.
Cool.
Stinking hot. So I've never used this before. Like,
I was gonna
we're
say,
country folk.
every
like,
once in a while, country folk should use city
behind,
appliances and services like buses and
So
transit and stuff.
I give them my credit card.
Okay.
So I guess we're gonna select that lift here.
All right, we finally got the lift thing figured out. They're on their way. Steven's coming in a Volkswagen, and I think he's about 13 minutes out, so we don't have to wait around for the crew car. What are you doing? Are you an airport dog? Hey, do you have a pilot's license? Hey, do you have an airplane? One of the reasons that I think making this trip was even feasible is that normally this time of year in this area, there are wildfires everywhere. We kind of talked about that coming in because we overflew one of the fires from last year that did tremendous amounts of damage. So normally this time of year here, we wouldn't be able to fly in here because of the smoke. You would think, oh, summertime, it's probably great weather and you shouldn't have any issues with weather. And that's probably true most of the time, except for along the West Coast over here. It'll get completely socked in with smoke and we just can't fly. This morning, leaving on the east side, we flew through quite a bit of smoke from one fire that's being trapped by an air mass right now. Thankfully, the visibility and whatnot was good, so we had no problem getting out. But right now, there doesn't seem to be any major fires in this area, which I guess is good and bad. It's good because obviously nobody's losing their homes, and bad because the people who make a living from fighting fires, well, they're all probably standing around, or they're probably downtown at the park playing pinochle or something. Anyway, we're thankful that we could get in here. These are flights that we looked at a couple of years ago and last year, and we just agreed it's not doable. Thanks for the ride. That's us, right by the elevator. Hey, remember that like crazy party Chico like thing you were telling me about? What's up? What's going on? Hey, wake up!
Colleen. All right, Colleen.
Thank you, Colleen. Thanks for the ride. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so you have to put the straw in it.
Okay.
You know what? Oh my
Holy
gosh, I
moly.
may have ruined this experience.
You didn't get the bubble things
I didn't get
in
the
it?
bubble things. I think we should ask if we can mix them in.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. The universe has been righted. Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Ooh,
Can I grab you guys anything else?
so good. Thank you. I think we're good.
Thank
Wow. That's so fresh looking.
Isn't it? Now you can see why I love this place.
Oh my goodness.
I love this place.
I kind of cheated and I had a lick.
I've dreamed about this place.
Have you really? Mm-hmm. I had a lick of this.
So good.
It's amazing. Not bad. Not too bad.
It's funny because just on this little walk, like I used to run this almost every single day.
Yep.
I used to run past the tea place into Bidwell Park, and there we'd kind of begin our runs. And I don't know, I can't even tell you like what it feels like to just walk on these streets again, but being at a totally different place in my life. Isn't this kind of cool?
This is super fun, yeah.
So they have lifeguards on duty in summer.
You know what I like about this? It's like a pool, but it's real water.
Right.
That's not recirculated.
So my parents
I like it.
actually took us here when we were about 10 years old, and we did go swimming, and we
nice.
thought it was the coolest thing ever. Little did I know I'd come back here and go to school. This is where we used to do our homework.
So what were you actually doing?
We'd bring our homework and then the sun starts to make you feel really sleepy.
And boy problems and other issues that have to be worked through in the name of homework.
So instead we just lay in the sun and sip our tea and go swimming. I mean, it's college in a nutshell right there.
Right.
This spot right here. Yep, that's the spot. Oh, wow. It's pretty crazy. 10 years ago, this is where the stopwatch would start and off we'd go for our workouts. I can honestly say the only thing that was really on my mind was whether or not I was hitting my intervals on time and whether I was becoming a better runner or not. And I was also thinking about what I was gonna do that evening or that weekend or where I was gonna go that summer on a really cool like workcation. I was not thinking about where was I gonna be in 10 years and how does this fit into the plan? Is spending my time doing this gonna get me where I want to go? And I think in your late teens, early 20s, you're not really worried about that because you feel like you're young and you have all the time in the world and things are just gonna magically fall into place. But I can tell you that the further I went on in my life, things weren't just falling into place. I had to make some conscious decisions about how to get where I wanted to go. I think piggybacking off that, at that time of my life, I thought this is the path I've chosen and this is what I'm gonna do for the next 4 or 5 years or whatever. And then when I'm done, I'm gonna get a job with the thing I majored in.
Right.
And then I'm gonna do that. And that's how things are gonna go. But I realized, I started like just crunching the numbers and thinking about what I wanted, and I just realized if I keep doing this, I'm never gonna get there. And for me, there was a place of being able to have a family and spend time with my kids and, I don't know, own a house. Not just make payments on a house. And I just realized like I think if I keep doing what I'm doing, I'm just gonna be working a job the rest of my life, not really getting anywhere. And that's when I kind of just like started having a lot of anxiety and because I didn't know what else to do. I didn't become what I was supposed to become. I became something totally different. And I think that what we want to share is if you get stuck with this mindset of like, this is who I am, this is my path and I have to follow this path, but I'm unhappy where it's gonna lead me, don't be afraid to change. And it's scary. It's really scary. It's terrifying because graphic designers don't build houses, and for very good reason. But I decided that I wanted to be debt-free and this was gonna be the quickest way to do it if we built our own house. And I knew nothing about house building. It's not something that's a hobby of mine, and it was just downright not something I wanted to do, but I tried to follow logic. That being that if I do this for, you know, work my butt off for 5 years of my life, just maybe I could have that life that I'm really dreaming of, and then I could do what I want with my time.
I think we get a lot of messages from people who are a little bit older, and the message usually goes something like, I really wanted to do what you guys are doing, but now the opportunity is pretty much gone.
Or I wish I would have done it when I was your age, but here I am, I'm 60 years old, and now I don't want to start over.
Right.
But no one ever wants to start over. Do you want to start over when you're 20, 30? Like, no. But a 60-year-old would tell you that when you're 30, that's pretty young. You're still a kid.
It's too easy, I think, when the world creates a system for you to believe that that system will always work. And it does work for some people. I think we have friends who the system has worked for them and they're living their dream. And why would they have any reason to not go with the system?
Right.
But some of us, a lot of our peers, realize that we can put in 30 years at a corporate job if we're lucky. There's no economic recession. We don't become unemployed. We don't spend all of our time and money getting master's degrees, that we might be able to, when we're 60 years old, finally live our dream. And I think a lot of us say, you know what, screw that. Like, I want to do what I want to do with my life. I want to live my life. I don't want to work my whole life and hope maybe someday I'll get to do the thing that I wish. And I think for both of us, we were able to challenge that formula or the program that was given to us and say, we don't know what we're doing, but we're certainly willing to try something different. And I think we want to share that with other people, that it's okay if the world gives you some sort of like path to go on, And if you find that that path isn't fulfilling you or satisfying you, don't be afraid to completely change it. It's scary as heck, but it can be done.
Yep. We accomplished more than we ever thought possible in a very short amount of time, and in some way we have achieved our goals. Our house isn't finished, but we do own our home, we own our land, and that's really where we wanted to be in our life. And from here on up, everything's really just a bonus. Some people say you can't forage in a city like this.
There's none of
and
that
here's
around here.
proof that you can. That is a puffball mushroom. It's completely edible. But I think we're gonna leave it be.
Yeah, we don't need it right now.
Because I don't think it's gonna transport home well.
Nope.
But that's the first puffball mushroom I've seen.
Yeah, that's a monster.
Once a forager, always a forager.
Ooh, I know an elderberry when I see one. Wow, this tree is straight loaded. Guys, if you think there's not edible food everywhere, start looking around. You'll find it literally right in front of you. I have to say, spending time with Alyssa, walking through the park and the campus and around town and learning about her roots has really helped me to understand her even more. I mean, I already knew, I told her, you're either crazy or you're stupid, because this is such a departure from who you are. But you know, the more I learn about her, the more I just appreciate that she was willing to take that leap and challenge really who she thought she was and realize that she can do so much more, and we certainly have. And of course, I can see why people want to come here. I guess if you're going to be stuck somewhere for 4 years, you might as well go somewhere beautiful. So if you're at a college and it's kind of ugly, you might check this place out. I don't really know. Well, even though we flew here and it only took a little while, it's been an exhausting day. I think more truly, it's been an exhausting week, and we're kind of out of our comfort zone, and it's a new area, so we're getting a little tired. We're getting a little hungry again. I'm not sure how that's possible because we ate just not that long ago, but I think we're going to spend a little bit more time. Alyssa's going to kind of show me around, share with me some of her great memories, get a nap, and then we'll probably head home. So that's where you learn to make all of our videos beautiful. No! She had no video editing experience before our YouTube channel.
Graphic design skills didn't hurt.
But the graphic design skills didn't hurt a lot. I mean, she's got an eye for it, and trust me, you don't want me doing graphic design, at least she doesn't. So that's where it all happened.
Child of that building right there.
But then the video was a labor of love, and all that was done in a 19-foot RV. Not nearly as glamorous as that, right?
I think 1, 2, 3rd from the top is my room right there on this far end.
Holy cow.
I think that was my room.
Holy cow.
Here's where we ate, in this dining hall right here.
Clear prop.
Chico Tower, Skyline 52337, we're at Bravo, ready for VFR departure. We're actually going to be departing to the west, not the north, 52337.
So this is 52337, Chico Tower, runway turn right, clear for takeoff.
good, airspeed's alive.
Bye, Chico. See you in 10 more years. Hopefully not. Hopefully sooner than that.
Right? Been a while, it'll probably be a while. Yeah, we didn't spend enough time here, I don't think, but I don't know that there was a better way. We thought about spending another day and we decided to just head on home.
I gotta do the 3 things I wanted to do.
Good. You got a feed me bowl?
Yep.
You got a chocolate
Chocolate chai frost.
frost.
With pearls.
With pearls. And you got to go to the park.
Yep.
And you got to walk around campus.
Yeah.
Not a bad evening.
I think with places like this, I acknowledged a long time ago the magic wasn't the place, it's often the circumstances and the people I was with.
Right.
And without the people, it's still special, but the people really made it what it was.
Right.
So that's why spending more time doesn't necessarily recreate that feeling. Is that Lassen?
This is Lassen right here.
Cool, wow. I believe I've been at the top of that thing.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Beautiful. Wow. That's so pretty. Gonna feel good to put our boots on the ground.
Yep.
Get some food. Been a long day. Been a long week.
In a good way.
In a good way. We're glad we did this. We weren't sure if it would all work. We've been planning this trip for months, but you know what? The day before, sometimes things just don't work out. Everybody did good. Alyssa's been putting up with all the bumpy. Everything's been good with the flights.
I don't think we could have asked for a better trip.
No. I think we probably could have stayed for about twice as long.
Yeah, but maybe next year.
Maybe next year, our house is a little bit further along. We'll get some rest and get adjusted to the new life. And maybe next year we can go on a longer trip and maybe stay a little longer and enjoy it all a little bit more.